Last time on Eric's Guide to Metal.
We talked about Motorhead, Venom, and the Big Four. Roll the intro. I don't give a shit about this. Just roll the intro. Do the new video, okay? Do it. Come on. Give me an intro. There was another album to come out of 1985, believe it or not, Exodus's Bonded by Blood. And this album is one of my favorite albums of the entire genre, only being slightly topped by Among the Living. Bonded by Blood makes it into being one of my favorites just because of how fast-paced it is and how hard it is. It's like they took what Metallica was doing with Kill 'Em All, and then they just did it better. It's fucking great. The drums are so great and so high energy here, and the riffs are just so recognizable and iconic that they almost become instant classics. Every song does. The vocals have a great speed, and they just sound so rough and so fucking awesome. It's great. The title track is guaranteed for you to get pumped for this high velocity, just incredible ride of an album. One of my favorite pieces of trivia from this album is that this album was basically released a full year after it was recorded because of issues with the recording studio and the record labels. Very interesting. And it makes this album look even better because it almost preceded the Thrash... Well, it did precede the Thrash explosion, because the Thrash explosion happened in 1985. This album was supposed to be released in 1984, and it makes this album look so much better and so much more influential and so much more original. It's incredible. Exodus recommendations are actually really hard to do because the band can't keep its shit together. The band changes vocalists like every 4 years like it's the fucking election, and they've had a total of 17 lineups since 1979. Not to mention they've broken up twice for 3-year just gaps, for whatever the fucking reason it is. It's just ridiculous. The only person who gives enough of a shit to stick with the band is Gary Holt. It's like a dysfunctional family, and the dad keeps coming back trying to fix everything. Hey kids, get back in the fucking family! We're having a good time, right? No. We're not having a good time. As for Exodus, I would only really recommend Bonded by Blood. People always tell me, oh, Fabulous Disaster's good. There's like 2 good songs on that. The Toxik Waltz and like nothing else. So 1 good song. People recommended me Tempo of the Damned. Hey, listen to Tempo of the Damned. That one's really, really unique and really good. No, it's not. The reason why it sucks is because every fucking song goes on twice as long as it should have. The song should have been 2 fucking minutes long, and then it keeps fucking going, and it's like, god damn it, please stop. Just end the song where it was fucking good, so that I don't have to sit here for twice as long going... The entire album is repetitive and boring, not to mention the song titles are fucking terrible. Let There Be Blood, the remake of Bonded by Blood, I wouldn't even call good, but I recommend it, sort of, for the sake of it's interesting. Because Bonded by Blood was written in the 80s, and Let There Be Blood is remade into 2010, I think is the release? I don't know. The reason why I like this so much is because they're 2 completely different styles. The 80s were written for that kind of thrash metal. Thrash metal now is entirely different. It has a completely different sound to it. So when they update it, it sounds fucking weird. And I really like it. No, you know what? I wouldn't even say I really like this album, because I don't. I just find it very interesting to listen to, especially for fans of Bonded by Blood. You don't have to hate the album, you don't have to say it ruined the album for you, because, you can still listen to Bonded by Blood. I don't get why people think that, like, oh, this ruined my childhood. Like, fuck off. Your childhood's still there. You can go back and think about it. A band that I haven't really enjoyed until recently is Testament. When I first heard about this band, someone recommended me to them, saying like, oh, they're really similar to Iron Maiden, you'd really like them. And then I listened to them and I'm like, this isn't Iron Maiden! So I didn't like it. But now I really like it. So, let's get into that. The best albums, in my opinion, are definitely Practice What You... The fucking... Okay, I don't know where that came from. But, anyways, the best albums, in my opinion, are... Seriously, I don't know where this is... Okay, you know, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. The best albums are Souls of Black, that one, and New World Order? Or World Order? I don't remember. New World Order? I think that's what it's called. All of those albums are really good. In fact, there's a song on New World Order called Into the Pit, which really reminds me of the video game Darkest Dungeon. Whenever you kill a monster, the narrator has a chance of saying,
"Back to the pit."
Yeah, that. And every time I play the game, I think of the song now, and it's like, that's cool. So, you know, I know that doesn't help you at all. And I know I'm just wasting your time at this point, but, you know, I'm having fun talking, because I like talking. As much as I do like the New World Order, I would overall exclude it from my other two recommendations. So, the best albums are by far... Go ahead. I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead. Don't be rude. Just say it. Okay, I gave you a chance. Don't get mad at me. I mean, come on, man. Okay, so the best albums are by far Practice What... God fucking damn it. God damn it. You are a cunt. You are an asshole. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. You gotta get your timing right, or not do it at all. So, that one, this guy who's a piece of shit, I'm so fucking sick of him. He is a huge cunt. Other than that, that one and Souls of Black, great albums. All of their work is incredible. Every single thing is a headbanger. Their bass work is... I feel like I gotta mention the bass work whenever the bass work's good, because nobody fucking cares about the bass. No one. It's sad. A band like Testament, but not as good, is Overkill. Overkill has a pretty good album called On the Influence, and I have nothing else to say about Overkill, because Overkill is fucking boring. They are not interesting in any way. One band that I always forget to mention to people, because they are kind of underground to an extent, is Dark Angel. I like Dark Angel. Again, I like them. Their album Darkness Descends is pretty good. It's pretty good. But don't listen to it, like, more than twice, because if you do that, you are going to hate it. The album has a lot of flaws, and its songs are very repetitive after a while. Everything eventually just starts to sound the same, and it just becomes frustrating. The band basically has, I think it has like 2 albums, and that's fucking it, and maybe that's the best for it. The other band that I also really managed to forget, in fact I forgot it when I first did this video, is Toxik. Their album Think This is another one that's exactly like the Darkness Descends one, where it's good, it's just not as good. Toxik is actually speed thrash, and I prefer Toxik over Darkness Descends by Dark Angel, because Darkness Descends is, whatever. It's whatever. It's fucking... As for something that's really different and actually interesting, check out Pantera.
Barrick, isn't Pantera groove metal?
Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of this shit. I don't care about groove metal. Groove metal is a subgenre of thrash, and even if it is a subgenre, it's a pretty fucking small one at that. It's literally just taking thrash and slowing it down just a little bit. Notice how when I mentioned Toxik, I said it was speed thrash? I didn't just say it was speed. Because it's fucking thrash. God fucking damn it. I'm so tired of this fucking...
Oh, well, it's this genre, right?
Fucking Pantera's best albums are their first 3. Now, when I say their first 3, I mean their real first 3. I don't mean their other first 3 and that other one. I don't mean their first 4. Don't fucking bring me in this metal magic shit. Get the fuck out. We're not talking about that. I will not let you sully Dimebag's memory by doing that. Shut the fuck up. This band's good. Don't fucking talk about their first 4 albums. Their first 3 are Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, and Far Beyond Driven. Those are their real first 3. So don't fucking talk about... I don't want to fucking hear it, okay, man? I have so much frustration over this fucking band. God damn it. First the people going, the group metal, and then I say, oh, listen to their first 3 albums, and people go, you mean Metal Magic? Shut the fuck up. Jeez. Now, a lot of people really shit on Pantera, and one of the biggest claims I see is that they just ripped off Exhorder. Exhorder's a much less known band, but they have problems. Exhorder is extremely boring. Exhorder's like a banger band. It's got fucking good songs on it. But holy shit, are their songs literally just, hey, we're excessively vulgar and we're edgy. And it's just like, hey, if I wanted to watch my videos, I'd just fucking watch my videos, you know what I'm saying? Edgy boys, fucking, hey, fucking, hey, cunt, am I right? They are just fucking FAL. They are just fucking awesome lyrics. And they don't mean anything, and there is no artistry to them. I like FAL, but that only goes to a certain extent. I don't care about you saying, hey dude, we fucked a nun in the mud and then we slit her throat, man. Aren't we fucking out there? Like, shut up. You're fucking stupid. God damn it. It's so bad. It's just so stupid. Compared to like, I don't remember Exhorder lyrics because I had to look them up to talk about them in this video. I remember Pantera lyrics. Like, I don't have to tell you, I don't have to look up the lyrics to 25 Years to tell you about 25 Years, because I remember them talking about this shitty dad and him wanting to break a chair over his fucking face because he's a piece of shit and he ruined his life, and all he did was fucking drink and do drugs, goddammit. I don't need to fucking look that up again, because the imagery is burnt within my fucking brain because it's a deeply personal song. Not only that, but everything in the song, including the instrumentals and especially the vocals, portray their emotions perfectly. Fuck off with Exhorder. Pantera's an actually good band, and don't get on my ass about Far Beyond Driven, because Far Beyond Driven is their best album by far. People say it's overrated because it was like the highest rated album of that year, or it got the most sales that year. Shut the fuck up. It is the most condensed album. It has the most good songs on it. It's like you take their good stuff and you just kind of put it, it's like having a really good 2.5 hour movie and then put it into 90 minutes. God damn, that is good. I love some 90 minute movies. Woo. That's what Far Beyond Driven is. Cowboys from Hell is an inflated mess. I really like that album, but it has like 20 songs, and that's a fucking disaster. It's really bad. I like that album. I think there's a lot of songs that are great. But what often happens is you'll put it on a playlist or something and you're like, oh, I love this song, Domination. And you're like, oh no, it's Shattered, I guess. It is an entirely overly inflated mess, and it's kind of it's kind of misery. I really like that album, but goddamn, is it frustrating because of the amount of songs on it. What I recommend is you pick out the fucking best songs of that album and put them into your own playlist, and then just call it Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, the album. Because goddamn do they have way too many songs on that album. Vulgar Display of Power, I never liked this album. It is just whatever. I do not understand. I don't get the praise for it. I really like the song Walk because everyone does, and also because the opening riff is the first thing I ever learned on guitar. So, I mean, other than basic chords. It has a lot of meaning to me. I really like that song, and it also has this really great attitude to it, like this fuck society, this whole world is shitty, and I'm fucking pissed at it, and I'm gonna develop in my own ways, and I don't have to fucking think about anything to do with your shit, you fucker. It's really edgy, but like, sometimes edgy things have meaning to them, and sometimes we devalue their meaning, and we shouldn't. We should embrace the edge. Buy my new fingerless gloves on my merch store. You will embrace the edge. Embrace it. Here is where I will talk about the much harder and harsher bands. Harsher meaning vocal stylings. This is where I give you a little bit of a warning, because harsher vocals are very hard to grasp. It's a steep learning curve, and basically the only way you can get around to doing it, at least in my experience, is just to listen to them over and over again until you get used to them and understand them. Kreator is a band that I really need to talk about. They are a really harsh part of thrash metal, so much so that they have elements of death metal in them. I mainly need to talk about 3 of their best albums. I think that's all that there really is. Coma of Souls, Pleasure to Kill, and my personal favorite, Endless Pain. I really like this album. The entire record is extremely raw and furious, and it all seems real. It's just really good. However, there is one really interesting song entitled Total Death, and it sounds very similar, at least the refrain, riff, rhythm, and vocals sound very, very similar to an Exodus song entitled Strike of the Beast. I find it also really interesting because there is another song on their album, Endless Pain, called Storm of the Beast, and it's like, yikes. The Exodus comparisons are just fucking flying out. I just find it very interesting, and I don't think other people have talked about this. At least I don't know about it. I've looked it up, nothing. I find it to be a very interesting thing. That's all. Not saying they're ripping them off or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, it's interesting. Another really hard band that you should kind of prepare yourself for is Sepultura, their name meaning grave in Portuguese. They have harder vocals and they are damn close to death metal, but they're only really held back by their thrashy rhythm. The albums I'd say you should check out are Arise, Schizophrenia, Roots, and their other album, Beneath the Remains. But you really should check out my personal favorite, Chaos AD. The best song on that album being Refuse Resist. That guy got it. That guy got it. Right after I'm saying the word. Or just cut me off, like, at the right time. Don't cut me off, like, in the middle of the word. Like, I'm not, like, refute, and then he cuts me off. I say refuse resist. There he is. Fucking... I love him. I love that guy. That one is such a fucking headbanger of a song, and I just love it so much. Sepultura also has a much more garage band feel to it. Everything feels really raw. It's very similar to the 1985 cut of the Megadeth debut, where it's just very raw and feels like totally garage band. That's actually the best way to describe it. And it's not that the audio quality sounds bad, it just sounds real. I don't know, it has a real machine feel to it, and I actually really, really like that. And there are 3 bands that I can not really give a shit about. Some of these are okay. Sodom, Death Angel, and my least favorite, Suicidal Tendencies. I kind of like Death Angel's Act 3 album, but again, it's more of an album where it's just like, hey, you need to get your thrash fix, listen to this. And it's like, okay, I guess. Sodom has a pretty good album called Agent Orange and another okay album called Tapping the Vein, but overall, I don't care. It's fine. I don't give a flying fuck about Suicidal Tendencies. I do not want to talk about them. I don't want to hear about them. I cannot stand them. They are... I do not like them at all. I think they are fucking ass. So I want to do a personal bonus recommendation to a very special band to me. Détente is a thrash speed band, and their name in French means relaxation. And all I really have to say is, you will not be doing that. They are extreme. I love them. I credit this as being the one band that had not one, but two fucking great female vocalists. Female vocalists in metal are fucking bad. 90% of the time, they cannot achieve the same force, and it's kind of pointless trying. So most of the time, they suck. This is the exception to that kind of overgeneralizing rule. Dawn Crosby and Tina Teal are fucking fearless, and everything they do is just full on. They never are holding back. It's incredible. Dawn Crosby is their first vocalist off of their album Recognize No Authority from 1986, and this album just does everything perfectly. It's extremely high energy, everything is so fucking great. I love it. It's so fucking fast, it's so hard, I love it. Their second album, which is the one I actually discovered them on, Decline from 2010, has the female vocalist Tina Teal, and she is just fucking incredible. Everything on this album is fast, harsh, and just great. When I first heard her vocals, I immediately fell in love. Everything on this album works, and they accomplish everything perfectly. They nail everything about what they're trying to accomplish exactly the way they want to. I can of course talk about the instrumentals and how good they are, but I really want to focus on the vocalists. The vocalists have accomplished what literally no other woman has, and it's incredible. And I really want to give light to that. They really deserve the attention that they get. Honestly, I think these people deserve a fucking award. Dawn Crosby is sadly no longer with us. She passed away at the age of 33 in 1996. These albums are just masterpieces in the metal genre, and I would even fit them into the punk genre, even though it fits into the first one more. But they also have this very punk nature to it, and that's one of the things I also really love about them. Besides that, they are metal to their heart, and I deeply love this band, and I wish they were more active. I really do. They have 2 albums spanning across like almost 30 years, and it's just sad. I of course missed a lot of bands that many people might want me to talk about, but I am trying to cover a more surface level part, and, you know, add my personal input at the same time. If I covered every single band, I would be dead by now. I wouldn't be here with you. I could not do that. So we are going to do a recap, same rules as before. It's going to be in order of what you should listen to them, in order of how hard they are, the final one probably being the hardest. So, let's do this. Motorhead, Venom, Metallica, Megadeth, Exodus, Anthrax, Testament, Death Angel, maybe, Overkill, maybe, Dark Angel, Slayer, Exhorder, Pantera, Kreator, Sodom, Sepultura, and finally, Détente. This took a long time to do, and I'm really sorry that I've been kind of inactive for the last couple weeks. But these videos take a long time to make. Even though I've already made this video before, it still has to go through rewrites, and then I have to shoot it, which this shoot is so fucking long, my throat hurts. I'm going to die. This shoot is much longer than the original one, and I'm hoping I can cut something out of it. And if you enjoyed this, and it wasn't too long, I am super fucking happy that you can see the end of this. And holy shit am I tired. I am so exhausted. God fucking damn it. All I ask, I hate shilling myself, but if you got this far in the video, you clearly are enjoying it. All I ask is that you share this video with someone, because that's the best you can do in my opinion. because you can share this with someone, and maybe they can enjoy the metal that I like, and, you know, maybe their life will be a little bit better because of that. And that makes me happy. Whenever I get a message like that where it's, hey, you know, your series makes me get into metal more, or, you know, I enjoy metal now more than I did before, or I appreciate music more than I did before. Whenever I get a message similar to that, it's just like, it makes my fucking week. I love having you guys watch my videos, and I'm glad someone is. I love making these things, even when I'm super fucking tired, and I feel exhausted, and I'm super stressed. I love making these videos, and this video is probably really long even after I edited it. And if it's really long, I might break it up into 2 parts. I'm not gonna have a little intermission or anything, because I honestly don't plan it to have 2 parts, but I might have to end it up to have 2 parts. I do like making these videos, even when they can be frustrating, and I can feel like they don't mean anything. But overall, I'm gonna end this by saying, thank you for watching. If you do want these to be made more, the best thing you can do is share them, because that will give me more incentive to make more. I'm so fucking tired.